Yesterday was Blasphemy Day. I don't know if you got any blasphemy done yesterday, September 30th. I got quite a bit done. My favourite one, my favourite blasphemy that I said is that we don't need faith to achieve morality. I feel really good about that one. Also, Jesus Christ was super duper gay. That was one I had a fun time with. Jesus Christ hung out with only dudes, I think you'll remember. Jesus Christ did not get married at all, even though it was very common in this country. He never at all spoke openly with a woman. And so I think we can all realize what that means, that yes, in fact, Jesus Christ was incredibly homosexual. You may have heard the story of Jesus when he was asked what the greatest commandment was. This guy came up to Jesus and said, "Jesus, I'm in Hebrew just like you. And there's so many rules. There's 1,000 rules," he says. "Jesus, too many rules for me to follow. So would you please just tell me, Jesus, if you could, which one of these thousands of rules is the most important rule? The bestest, mostest, importantest rule?" And Jesus said, "Well, there's two. The first one is to love God. To love Him. To love Him. Love God. And then the second rule is to love your brother like yourself." So, Jesus Christ was asked what the most important commandment, and he said, "Follow God. Do what God tells you to do." Well, I asked Flying Spaghetti Monster what the most important commandment, and he told me it was the other way around. He said that we're supposed to love each other first. And when we're done with that, after we have helped each other, after we have loved each other as hard as we can, then, if we have time, we can get around to loving Him. Because that's what He would do anyway, isn't it? To love us. And so, does your God ask you to prioritize Him above all else? Above your family, above your friends, above your country? The Flying Spaghetti Monster does not require that. He is happy and not jealous coming in fourth after your family and your tribe and your country. Then, after you've taken care of those groups, you can get around to loving God. But the God of the New Testament would have it the other way. He would have you focus all your efforts and energy on Him, distracting you from each other. And once you're done earning His love, which is going to take your entire life, then you can finally get around to loving the poor people that you live near. The first commandment is impossible, and He put it first so that you'll never get around to the second. "Unless you are converted and become as little children, you shall never inherit the kingdom of heaven," says Jesus, the Prince of Peace. Unless you become as children. There is Jesus infantilizing you, telling you never to grow up, that He is the grown-up and you are His child. That's infantilization. Now, I myself have raised a few infants, and I remember that these infants' most common phrase to me was, "Why? Why?" Whenever I told them to do something or said that something was the way that things were, they'd say, "Why?" They would not obey. They would not do what I told them to do. They would not trust me. They would not believe me. And that here is your Christ telling you to become exactly like a child, but, you know, one of the trusting children that never asks why. I do bring a vision down from the mountains. When was the last time your prophet received a vision? But I have received a vision from Flying Spaghetti Monster. He has shown it unto me, and He will show it unto you if you ask Him. And in that vision, I was alone, and I was seeking my Father in heaven, and I was walking towards where He was. And I came to the edge of the land, and I looked down, and before me I beheld a humongous corpse. The corpse of the God of the Hebrews, and the God of the Christians, and the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. And I could see that this corpse had been dead for centuries. And the corpse showed signs of abuse that groups of humans had come here and had abused the corpse of deity. They had cut into it, destroyed it, and perpetrated violence on it in anger and disgust. And I could see people living in it, living in the corpse of a dead god, with their fires, cooking their meats and eating in their caves inside of his corpse. And I knew that the God of the Old Testament was dead, that he had no power on this planet. Flying Spaghetti Monster was showing me his corpse. And he'll show it to you too if that's what it takes. If that's what it takes to prove to you that your God is dead, Flying Spaghetti Monster will show you his body. I can take you there. How long is it until Armageddon? Ask your Christian friends when he'll come back. Less than 100 years? Less than 50 years? And then ask yourself why they do not care about global warming. Ask yourself why your Christian brothers and sisters are not willing to lift a hand to save this planet. Because this planet is doomed, they say. The Christians have doomed this planet. And when we predict fire in the future, they believe it. For their Christ has predicted it for thousands of years, and they have finally achieved it. In the name of love and progress, the Christian capitalist has finally brought this world to its end. Well, they've been wanting this entire time to engulf this world in fire to prove their God was right. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's all from me. Thanks for coming to my channel and watching this video and liking and subscribing or disliking and commenting and telling me how terrible I am. And I'll see you next time.